Unicorn Circuit.
Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit, a variety bash of car news, gaming,
Things talking to you.
fanking,
Thank you.
fanking, which we're going to get into later, maybe even a communal fank, which a lot of people have been getting involved in.
My car's stuck. I was just doing a big skid. I don't know
That's what
why.
you do. Well, it's actually smoking up and everything.
It is.
That's awesome. I've never seen this game before. What's this called, Gran Turismo?
No, this is Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, the
And
Gran
this
is
is
the
like,
same.
this game's been around for a long time.
Anyway, thank of the week. Of course, we've got a little bit of a story time, which is going to be a random story of the week or the month or the day. And some snacks, Martin.
Awesome.
Our favourite thing. Martin, I would like to just kick things off by having a quick chat about Too Sexy. Now, how is the car going and where are you at with it?
Where am
We
I at
stripped
with
it. We
Yep.
dropped its pants, didn't we?
Oh, that was a big jump. Yeah, we stripped it. We stripped a whole bunch of stuff off it. It lost like 160 kilos, which as a human, I don't even know if that's possible. I'm sure maybe it is.
Yeah.
But that makes a big difference to, you know, your performance as both a human and a vehicle. So now it's lost a whole bunch of weight, which means it feels a lot faster.
Oh, that's good.
And we've done a few other bits and pieces since then, which people may or may not have seen yet. But the car is getting exciting. That's all I'm going to say.
that's good.
It doesn't no longer feels heavy and porky and, you know, it's unsafe.
Yeah. We also released a song. We didn't do it.
No, we didn't do it.
There's a song came
Someone
out.
did, and they're called Team Evo. Jump!
Team Evo. Yes!
Oh.
Wow. In Ode to Too Sexy, it was the theme song for the stanza. Now, I didn't know that people had been reviewing it on iTunes, but there are some hilarious reviews. Look at all these reviews. Like, just look at the names of them here. These are just the titles of some of them.
Yep.
Dirty, disgusting, total banger. Now, I don't know if they're talking about their boyfriend
Talking
or
about a
girlfriend.
human.
Too Sexy, sick track, love it, excellent song, out and out banger. They're sexual innuendos, aren't they,
Yeah.
these names? Mad, catchy tune, love it. KFC drive-through banger. I mean, I'm gonna read a couple of them here. So this one's by Showaholic here. Dirty, disgusting, a total banger. Team Evo is at it again with his dope track to blast from your stance while you hang out in the KFC car park on a Thursday night. The amazing musical talent is likened to a symphony of exhaust note of a 4AG63 while a car trying to be one. And there's another one down here, Martin, before we move on to the actual car news. This review is called Touch My Willy, and it's written by Tricked Ya, It's a Fanny. There's some adult content in this, and if you don't want to hear that, turn that down now. And then when I do the rain fingers, you can turn the sound up again.
Our dude's dancing vertically.
Oh, good.
He's doing the crawl.
I bought this after hearing from lots of show-winning car owners it was the best way to tune my stereo for maximum pants dropping sexiness. It transformed my Gumtree subs into clitoral tingling unicorn woofers. Now I need to wear a raincoat when getting in and out. 10 out of 10 would bang again. That's the rain fingers.
What's rain fingers mean?
That means they can turn their sound up again.
Oh,
I did a thing saying that they do the thing. So now we're back at it. Anyway, so that's that. Thank you to all those people around the world that bought that song. And we hope you're enjoying listening to it in both the front seat of your car and the back seat. So Martin, what is the plan for Too Sexy now?
Dance.
Okay.
dancing on the rooftop. Dancing on the rooftop. It's like, looks like, is that Craig McGarra? Is that the name of that Craig? What's the Craig thing that people do? Craig McGrath.
No, it's more like breakdance. He's popping and locking, man.
Whoa, not too close, buddy.
Dude, what are you meant to be doing in this game? Or is this...
Whatever you want, that's the point.
Okay.
See, you can steal cars like we did before.
It looks really boring just standing on a roof.
No, look,
because I could go and do that at home. And usually I think the idea of gaming is you can do something on the game you can't do. Can you jump up and down on that glass and go down into the factory there?
I don't think so.
So you can't do anything at all when you said you can do anything.
Yeah.
Where are you meant to be going? What are you meant to be doing?
Wherever we want. I don't know how to get down.
Can you swim?
Yes.
No.
I'm going to jump in the water.
Yeah,
Ready?
jump in.
Go! Jump into the... Oh, that's not good. Oh dear.
Now, what do you do when you're in the water?
You swim. Need some air, but don't like
This
that.
game sucks, man.
Oh, no.
The way that you're
This
playing
game's
it.
good. No, man. Watch this. I think I don't know, but I think, yes, we can steal the boat, dude.
Martin, while you're stealing the boat,
Yep.
I think it's time for car news. Martin, let's kick off with a little bit of Subaru news, the news of your people.
That's right. I'm a little bit of a fan of the old Subaru, particularly modified ones. And so
the old Subaru is what you're a fan of, isn't it? Like quite literally the old Subaru.
The old Subaru?
Yeah, as in you like old Subarus.
I like all Subarus.
Do you?
Yeah.
Even new ones?
I don't mind the new ones. I mean, they are new Subarus are just old Subarus that haven't aged yet, aren't they?
That's blowing my mind, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But the cool thing is, so this Isle of Man TT, have you heard of that? It's a massive bike race over in the UK.
Oh, dude, I've seen some videos of dudes getting like full crazy air on their motorbikes and stuff. Like, and a number of people die, like, doing that.
It's a very challenging course. It's a street race. It's like, I think about 60 Ks long, roughly. Yeah. And there's been car classes there over the course of history as well. But last year, there was a time attack driver called Mark Higgins, and he basically took a stock STI and he just smashed this awesome lap, like got some record of it or whatever.
Really?
And so Subaru and ProDrive and STI and all those dudes who've done rally stuff like all over the years, they like purpose built one this time. And went, hey bro, go again. And he did, and like time? 2 minutes quicker, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like considerably fast. Like the average speed was something like 207.2 Ks an hour.
Right.
And this isn't a racetrack, this is a street course.
Why hasn't like Mitsubishi done something? Is that because Evos don't exist anymore?
I think because there's no Evos anymore.
Right.
Or maybe they were just turning into boats, which is sort of what we're looking at now, perhaps.
Martin, why?
Although, did you know that the R33 Skyline is considered the boatiest car of all?
Of all?
Of all Skylines, anyway. Like
of all Skylines,
did you know that's
absolutely.
a thing? That if you drive out like an R33, I'm going to see if I can get it. Come on.
Martin, I'm glad
Yes,
that... Oh!
yes! Oh, nailed it. Now I've just parked up my R33.
Oh, okay, good. Martin, I'm glad that nobody was kind of using you to promote this game.
Why?
Like in any official capacity. Because all I've seen so far is you've danced on a roof.
I'm going to dance. I'm going to jump. Jump like you mean it. Jump, jump.
You danced on a roof and you
jump.
drove a boat.
And the other problem is now, what's up here? But see, that's the point. We go, what's up here? And we go and have a look. You know all those games you run into like imaginary walls and then you can't go anywhere?
But you can do that in the real world. You can go and walk and dance on a roof.
Yeah, and in this game you can shoot people, but I don't really want to do that. I want to run around and steal boats. Well, I don't really want to steal boats.
So I
borrowed that dude's boat. I just parked it up for him.
So you just keep running now?
I saved him on ramp fees. You know you have to pay ramp fees when you clean your boat?
Oh, I've never done it, man.
This guy doesn't have to pay
I don't
ramp
own a
fees
Skyline. Martin, there seems to be some concern that once cars are autonomous, people are going to have sex in them.
Really?
Yeah. Which
but don't people do that anyway? Oh, you're talking about when they're moving?
Yeah, while they're actually moving along the road.
Okay, yeah, that's not
which some people have been concerned about. I think, though, the idea of autonomous vehicles is that, you know, there will be no accidents, right? Because when the cars are all controlled by GPS and computers and magnets, wouldn't they just go, you know, Google's got a car in San Francisco or something, right, that's been driving around autonomously, and it's only had, where are you going?
I don't know.
It's only had 2 crashes, and I think they were from humans hitting it.
Well, yeah, the human was the weak link as far as logic, because the computer goes, well, why would I go, you know, into that wall? And the human would go, well, I'm going to go into the wall to miss a dog. Or miss a kid that ran out, whereas a computer may struggle with that logic. Have you seen all those like robot movies?
It's a learning computer.
It's always the robot movies.
Chappie. Have you seen Chappie?
I like Chappie.
Chappie.
And like iRobot and those ones where it's all like the robots have to save people and all the rules of robotics. I think we're literally coming into that age where that's a thing.
I think they're just trying to humanise robots to make the nerds feel better about themselves. Martin, speaking of trucks.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with trucks, but apparently there's going to be a semi-autonomous Tesla.
What I think is going to happen, because I'm such a futurist and all, is that you know how like heaps of cars you buy these days, even normal cars you buy, they've all got this like radar, cruise control, and it's all connected back to home base, and they can, you know...
My Mini doesn't have any of that, so no, I don't know anything about it.
Well, say a lot of cars, like if you roll your car over or something bad happens, you can set it up so that the car will call emergency services.
Our Ford van does that.
Yeah, exactly.
Our Transit does it. Is that an emergency sync 2 system?
I think so. And then, you know, I know that in new Subarus that are out and in that Ford Ranger that we drove as well, it's got all that radar-based cruise control. And it's radar and there's like a computer in there that's watching what everything else is doing. I think what's going to happen is that's getting the hardware ready, and then the software will come next, and that's where it's all like GPS connected and it's using the radars and all that like onboard data to make decisions.
Yeah, right.
But the decision-making stuff hasn't happened yet. It's the same as drones, man. When you first got a drone, you were totally in control. You're like flying it around, hitting trees.
Yeah.
Now a drone you can buy, and this is then like 4 years later.
And they actually use some kind of radar to not hit
It'll
stuff,
see
right?
a tree and it won't hit it.
Yeah, right.
You can try and fly it full pelt. Like there's that classic video of like a bride and groom getting smashed by a drone.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
And now
it's not funny.
Now it won't really. That's not going to be a thing anymore. You know, like it's not going to happen. So I think cars is the same. It's just going to take a little bit of time for the smarts to catch up. What is going to be hard is interfacing it between people and computers. I'm in trouble, man. I think they're going to start shooting at me, maybe.
Let's talk Hondas quickly.
So NSX is a thing, as you know, like the new NSX that's been concept cars and all sorts of things for ages. The NSX in the 90s was just awesome.
So
it was just cool. Like it was rear drive or mid drive, whatever it is, and VTEC and all that kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, awesome.
So they're bringing it back, obviously, because a lot of people love them. They're also fairly popular in the States, and that's a big market for anyone.
Yep.
The new NSX is going to be, as far as we know, is going to be like petrol and electric.
And twin turbo.
So yeah, like basically hybrid, but it's a good kind of hybrid because you still get your mad petrol engine that's all high tech and fast. But then they mate that with electric motors in the front of the car to essentially make it like a rear drive petrol and then front drive electric.
That's freaking
and
awesome,
they use
man.
smarts, like they use smart software engineering and stuff to make that work to basically make it full-time four-wheel drive.
That's amazing.
I got shot by.
Oh, you got wasted.
To make it full-time four-wheel drive, and it's making smart decisions, and they can do other cool stuff like when you're coming into a corner and you're braking, instead of the brakes just putting on four brakes and wasting that energy, it's going to use the electric motors to slow you down, which is more efficient.
Oh, so it's regenerative.
Well, probably, but more importantly, it's also going to, like, as you're coming into a corner, it's going to be sort of braking using the electric motors. Which will be nice and stable and computer controlled, and that stuff is cool.
That's a little bonus news story for the people. Now, Martin,
I'm just borrowing this dude's car.
While you borrow that, I think it is time for our I was going to say a brand new segment, but being a brand new show, of course, it's a new segment.
Oh, sorry,
come
bro.
on, man.
I didn't mean to.
Come on,
I'm
man.
really sorry. The car just.
Are you in California?
I don't know.
Like
this,
a LA
this is set
kind of
somewhere.
looking place?
I can't remember if this is Los Santos, which is like a fictional version of LA.
Oh, okay.
Or I actually don't know, but
Okay.
people will know and will get corrected.
Well, Martin, as you continue there, I think it is time for our weird shit off the internet segment.
My favourite segment that hasn't happened yet.
Martin, I'm dipping my hand into the magical unicorn bag,
I'm trying to race some random dude in a black car.
and I bought you a little treat, my friend, off the internet.
Really?
Yep.
Off like eBay or something?
Yep. Second hand.
Oh dear. You buying second-hand stuff is never a good idea.
It's always a great idea. What else have I got? I got my little
the
knife
race.
here, Martin.
I'm on the wrong side of the road.
Now, Martin, you know how sometimes you see something on the internet and you just go, I have to have it. For you, usually it's a broken car.
Yeah.
For me, it might be a dirty old beanie. I have bought something off the internet that is about to eclipse any purchase of anything we've ever bought before. Are you excited about this, Martin?
I am somewhat.
We can use it. It's not like just a thing.
It's a tool?
You can, yeah.
Oh, it's an item of use?
It's an item of use.
I'm not going to trade cars, man.
Oh my
it's
goodness
MX-5.
me. Oh my God.
Does it smell fruity?
So, Martin, before I open this, I want to say that there's a bit of a philosophical conundrum that people often chat about. Dude, can I have a go at this? How do you accelerate? What do you do?
Right trigger.
Just hit that?
Left trigger brakes.
Why can't
and
you
then
just...
use that. There you go.
Oh, wow.
You get chased by the cops if you do naughty stuff.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, so there's this philosophical conundrum of... Oh, oops. A philosophical conundrum of, like, let's say that you've got a painting that's by Monet, right?
Yep.
Like an actual painting, and it's worth millions of dollars, right?
Yep.
Then someone says, oh, no, it's actually a forgery. It kind of responds sort of realistically a little bit, Marty, like when you oversteer and correct.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's then say, so let's pretend that painting's worth $2 million, right?
Yep.
And then someone goes, actually, we've just found out it's a fake. It's now worth $2. It's worth nothing, right? Then someone goes, actually, it's not that it's a fake, it was actually done by one of his students during a class with Monet. Then it's suddenly worth more because Monet was there in its presence.
But
right?
not as much as the Monet.
Not as much as the Monet originally, right? And then they go, actually, it wasn't done by a student in one of his classes, it was done by a student at a local TAFE. And they're like, well, now it's worth nothing again. But that student at the local TAFE is an ancestor of Monet. So see, the painting itself hasn't changed, yet the value is skyrocketing, it's going up and down. I can't do this thing.
Really?
The value is going up and down based on its reflection of history and validity.
And I mean, historical stuff has value. It's important that, you know, history is remembered various ways. Are you remembering history there?
That's right. So Martin, what I have here is something that allegedly,
okay.
This is a personal item of Justin Biebers.
Okay. What? Bieber?
Yes.
What do you mean?
This here, I'm sorry. Did you see his post recently? No more selfies.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm not doing selfies.
I was just impressed. He just was like, you know what? I don't really like him, and, you know, it's not really what I do. Which is fair enough, because he's a singer. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Like, he sings and performs and does big concerts. But if he just spends all his time doing selfies,
yeah.
When is he going to do concerts?
There's a husky dog. Huskies are cute.
Dude, this is like Venice Beach.
He's actually
look.
Bieber's actually a good singer. Some people think just because he's famous and looks like however he looks, that then he mustn't be good. He can actually sing.
Yeah.
Like, he does know how to.
Dude's got skills.
Anyway, so preserving history. Basically, this was pulled out of a bin next to a place that Bieber had eaten at.
Is that food?
Yes. So allegedly, this is a piece
That's great.
of Justin Bieber's pizza and a napkin.
How do you know? Have you got proof?
Well,
it was on eBay. Must be real.
Well, I bought it off the internet. So, from what I understand, this is it looks like a bit of a meat lover's pizza.
That's right.
And so now, Martin, now it's time. There we go. Do you want the crust or the front?
Well, we got to eat it.
You don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did.
I'm gonna nibble.
I don't. That's the bit he would have touched, so you're now ingesting Bieber's hand. How old is this? Pizza's not meant to be crunchy. You're going to swallow Bieber? I can't do it.
Oh, that tastes old. It tastes fossilised. Basically fossilised.
Oh, man.
Oh, get out of the way.
Oh, I swallowed Bieber.
Get out of the way, people.
Now, Martin.
Uh-oh.
I think it is time now.
I'm going to go and see if we can hire a bicycle down
for Fank of the Week. So fanking is the art of reappropriating a product's name by holding it down near your genitals and taking a photo of it. An art form that Marty and I have been developing for years. And a true fank, the most artful fank, the classiest fank, should be a fank that's actually done in public. So of course it's funny to find some products at home and go, they're pretty funny, but to actually do it in a supermarket is the best. So next time you're down at the shops, look at this dude doing some push-ups here.
This is Muscle Beach.
It is. Next time you're down at the supermarket or the hardware store, or in fact any shop, have a look on the shelves and have a look at a product whose name could be completely changed once you take a photo of it near your groin, like this one. And this one. And my favourite, this one. So there it is. Now you can upload your own to the Fanking website, which is facebook.com/Fanking Daily.
Fanking Daily.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So put them up there, and if we enjoy watching you fank, we will share it on the show in the next episode of the Unicorn Circuit.
Disclaimer: you are supposed to fank with your pants on.
Yes, that's right.
You don't need to remove your
don't
pants.
send us weird nude stuff because we just don't like it.
Need a jet ski.
And that is the fank of the. Wow, you drove into the water, man.
Yeah.
You really suck at this game.
I'm not great at it, but I reckon these guys will give me their jet ski if asked nicely.
I hope so. But Martin, it's now one of my favourite segments. It is time to stick your fingers in the hairy bag.
What? Oh. This is one of your old beans.
All right. So Martin, that's a really, really hairy thing there, isn't it? Anyway.
Oh,
So Martin,
that's
dude,
right.
it's time to finger the hairy
I got a
bag.
quad by.
So in here is a variety of stories, which again, our legal advice has been to suggest these stories are all fake, Martin.
Everything.
Everything in here.
Oh, that was a bad. Why did you do that to yourself?
Oh, I just popped that. A little bit of something. Yes, disclaimer. Every story we tell is fiction.
Yes.
If any of the names or any of these stories have likenesses to anything that's real, it's purely coincidental.
Coincidental.
All the stories are true. But they're not.
But they're not.
They're not.
They're true,
I'm
but they're
making them
not.
up as we go. So in here is a variety of stories of strange and amazing occurrences that have happened to either myself or Martin here.
Okay.
And Martin, if you choose the story and read it out, and then either yourself or myself will be telling a story to the people.
Oh, so
There's a whole selection of different scenarios in here, of which I will.
Do you want me to
tell
draw
the
it, or
story.
you're going to draw it?
You draw it.
I'm going to draw it.
Go deep, man. Get your whole hand
I'm
in
flicking
there.
them as well. I'm doing like these ones.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Flicking them out
You
of
can
the
even
way.
double bang it if you want. All right, what do we got, Martin?
Moog, the time you ended up in bed with a Japanese businessman.
Yes,
In bed.
that was a great night. So today's story time. Let me just start this story by saying there's probably no disclaimer really, because that's kind of what happened. So I'm in Japan and I'm with my mate that I'm going to call Martin,
Yep.
but he's not you. And I'm with my other mate called Cliff, and we're about 6 hours out of Osaka.
Okay.
And the next day, my friend Martin's flying back to Australia.
Yep.
I'm flying on to Europe, but we need someone to take our car back out 6 hours away, back out into the country where we are, right? So we're here. So what we decided to do is take our friend with us, Cliff, we'll call him.
Yep.
And all three of us drive to Osaka. The idea is then I fly off, my mate Martin flies off, and then Cliff takes the car back.
Right.
6 hours drive away, right?
Yep.
So it's kind of like coming from Newcastle, going to Sydney, flying off, and then a mate taking your car back.
Yep.
So we go to a bar, everyone has an amazing time. We get out of the bar at like maybe 11 o'clock at night. And this is when the night like actually just gets like literally one of the craziest nights of my life.
Yep.
Right? It took a crazy turn. So we get out of the bar, and then my friend Martin says, I think we should just kind of finish the night in a celebratory way by just doing, you just wipe someone out, man.
Sorry.
By just doing a nude run through the middle of Osaka City.
Oh, is that like one of those genius ideas you have in the middle of the night?
Yeah, it does. But there's a few interesting things about that. As being naked is illegal in Japan.
Oh, okay.
From what I understand.
Unless you're making babies.
Yeah, I mean, you can be illegal in your own house.
Right.
Or, as opposed to Singapore, which I think my understanding is you can't be naked in your own house near a window.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Sorry,
wow.
sorry, buddy. Oh, and again.
People should keep their eye out for motorbikes.
Yes.
So, everyone takes their clothes off. Now, the thing with a nude run, there's no real destination, is there? You just run.
I've always wondered. I've never done one, and I've always wondered that. It's like,
Okay.
when do you decide to stop and go back and get your clothes?
Yeah, well, no, I had my clothes under my arm,
Oh, okay.
right? And so I'm running, and it's snowing, and so there's, a lot of white balls flapping around, some falling from the sky. Anyway, so I'm running along, and so then I look up, and there's a 7-Eleven. That's awesome. And my mate,
Whoa.
oh wow. That's awesome.
Wasted.
So my mate Martin has gone into the 7-Eleven, completely nude, his clothes are under his arm.
Oh, that's
And
great.
he's walked in and he's ordering some noodles or something, right?
Noodles.
Yeah, or something. And I go, wow. So I stop at the 7-Eleven and I go, oh, wow, where's Cliff gone? Now, Cliff is a pivotal part of this story because he's the dude that's meant to be taking our car back home.
Yep.
He's gone. He's just disappeared into the night without his clothes, right? Because his clothes were being carried by the other dude. He's just gone, disappeared in the middle of the Japanese winter. I didn't see him again.
Ever.
He was just gone. Yeah, I've never seen him again. And then we come to the realization, once we put our clothes back on, that we're leaving at like 6 o'clock in the morning, the next morning.
Yep.
And our car is going to be stuck in the middle of Osaka, which means it'll be towed and eventually probably crushed or something. So we realized that we have to find him.
Yeah.
He had no idea where we were staying though. Only one of us knew how to get back, and that was the guy who lived there. So we started walking around the streets and just yelling out his name and just thinking that would work.
Yep.
Yep, that'll work. Eventually we thought we've actually got to try and get some help. So we found a bunch of young dudes in a scooter gang in Japan. Now scooter gangs are a bit of a thing, right? They've got those Bozuzuku style scooters, have you seen them?
Yeah.
With all lights and stuff.
Yep.
So we found a bunch of teenage kids that have got those scooters and we said, we've lost our mate, we need you to help find them. So they said, we'll only help find him if you all get drunk with us. and they had bottles of this moonshine stuff, right? And they were just going, "Nande, nande, nande," which means drink, drink, drink in Japanese. So everyone
So you put your clothes back on at this stage?
Yeah, I did put my clothes back on. So now everyone's even more wasted, including the kids on scooters.
Right.
Who then, what they did was, they have one person sitting on the front of the scooter facing the traditional way. Then their mate sits on the back of the scooter facing the other way with a bottle.
Yep.
And then yelling out our friend's name and just going around and around and around the streets. Now, from what I understand in Japan, there's like a zero alcohol policy, like 0%. Here in Australia, we have 0.05. There it's 0. But these guys were completely toasted and just riding around on their scooters.
Sounds safe.
Eventually, these guys say, you know what? If he was got no clothes on, yo, taught me English class. He's probably at the police station because it's illegal.
That all makes sense.
So then we go down to the police station. So I'm there, it's probably like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I walk in and have to try and explain that I've lost a naked friend, right?
Yep.
And
called Cliff.
I don't know what they thought was going on, but at that point I was very nearly arrested myself.
Because
Well, I was fairly toasted.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to speak Japanese and probably just saying something along the lines of, "Look at the pig dance on a dildo." Eventually I came out, and then we had the genius idea that went, you know what? What would you do if you were lost in the middle of Osaka with no clothes on in the middle of the night? You'd just go to the train station and you would get on the first train back home, right?
Right.
So we went, that's what he's going to do. And so we managed to find our way back to the apartment where we were staying, and I found a blanket.
Yep.
And I went to one train station, and my friend Martin went to the other train station, and I knew that the trains would start at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And I had a blanket just like this. I can actually do the demonstration.
Yeah.
I had a blanket like this, and so I just sat shivering and waiting for the first train to come, because I knew as soon as it come, this guy would be getting on, at which point I had to say, no, you had to take the car home. Now, let me demonstrate what happened next, Martin. So as I'm sitting there under my blanket, I look over near where the train track is, and I see a Japanese businessman. He's like this. He's squatting, and he's doing that thing, you know, when people do this, like they kind of try and wrap there.
Yeah.
So he's got his jacket around his legs, and he's just sitting there like this, just shaking. Because it's 4:30 in the morning, middle of winter, Osaka, just freezing.
And he's waiting for a train as well.
He's waiting for a train as well, right?
Was he off his chops?
No, he was just going to work, just a hard-working dude. So at that point, I've got my blankie, right?
Yeah.
And so I look over at him, and he looks at me, and no words are said at all, right? Nothing is said.
Yep.
All I did was lift it, I just did this. And lifted up the edge of my blanket. And he came over, squatted next to me, put the blanket over his legs, and we sat there shivering and sharing body warmth for about half an hour, not saying a word at all. And when his train came, he literally just took his bit off, tucked me back in, and just got on his train and didn't look back.
That was it.
And that's how I ended up in bed. Well, it wasn't a bed. It's
Never
how I
knew
ended
his
up in the
name.
blankets. Never knew his name. We never spoke. In this bag is a bag full of foods that we've never eaten before or tried. And this is a random eat bag. Am I allowed to look in there, Martin, and have a look?
You need to make the decision without looking in there, I think.
Oh, wow, there's some wacky things in there, man. Martin, today you and I are eating what is that?
Organic cacao nibs.
Nibs.
I don't know about eating. What are nibs?
I don't know, Martin.
I wonder who decided to call them nibs.
Next time we do this show, Martin, if we ever do this again,
Yep.
I'd like to play some of the game. And I'd like to
very
play
welcome
Street
to.
Fighter.
Ooh, that's strong.
Cacao is what they make chocolate out of, isn't it?
I believe so.
All right. Do you want a handful of this, Martin?
Yeah. Are you supposed to eat this? Is it one of those things that's like, oh, make sure you boil it first or something?
No. All right, Martin. No, just chocolate, I reckon. Are you ready? And one.
All of it?
Cheers, Martin. Yeah.
Down the
and
hatch?
Thank you, Martin. I'll fist you for the unicorn circuit. Thank you for anyone who stayed with us this long.
Yeah.
And this is our cacao food bag. Cheers, Martin.
Oh, that's
I'm not eating it.
I can't eat it either.
I'm not eating it.
Oh,
You're not meant to eat that, are you?
I
No,
think
spit it
so.
out, man.
I can't do it.
You're not meant to eat it.
That's disgusting.
Are you swallowing it?
I'm gonna spit it out somewhere. Not there, that's gross. Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
What are you meant to do with it?
Oh no, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
I don't understand. It says, oh, so natural. Tastes like shit.
Unicorn second.